Good afternoon. Today is not reflection day. Today I'm trying to, do some side projects and improve my portfolio. Hopefully help me score a job in tech or whatever I want to do in the future. Today I'm going to be working with an Arduino LilyPad, or if I remember, that's what it's called. This thing. I was first introduced to it in middle school when I first took my electronics class, and I think that class was what got me interested in electronics. A little disclaimer, I have not worked with this in at least 5 years, so I probably have no clue what I'm doing. But essentially, this is just a board, and it's washable. A LilyPad, this thing is it's used for E-Textiles, so sewable electronics, and it's got a lot of different sensors. And you code it using Arduinos, right? So this thing, right, this is the main processing unit, I guess. We got buttons, LEDs, and then these are extra expansion ports. And you got the buzzer, so you can play like music, but it's just a buzz sound, like beep, beep, beep. And we got light sensor. So I think my most memorable project with this was in middle school. And at that time, 8th grade, I think, it was a final project. I think at that time, my eyes were pretty bad. That's when I first started knowing that I needed to get glasses and anything. I mean, if you live in an Asian family, a Chinese one specifically, I think my parents always told me that my face was too close to the screen, right? Shoot, I don't know where to put this camera. So my parents always told me that my face was too close, right, to the screen. So I had to put my face back, or put my head back, put the screen further away, or else I need glasses. And I guess they ended up being right, glasses. And so my project was that I'd have this distance sensor, which I do have one here actually. Let me find it real quick. I was gonna use this distance sensor, right? This thing right here, ultrasonic. And it was gonna go like somewhere around where my eyes were. And I was gonna make it so that, if I got close to the screen, the buzzer on this thing, right, would beep. They'd hook onto, well, the initial plan was it was to prevent any further nearsightedness for myself personally. And at that time I had glasses, right? So I designed a 3D print. Obviously I don't have it anymore, but there's a 3D print, and then it kind of hooked onto the sides of my glasses over here, and then it would hold right here, and then the sensor would go. So if I went too close like this, it'd beep. And then that was about it. It was a pretty simple project. I mean, obviously in 8th grade I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't really think it through, because if you were to make it a product today, I would say the glasses part doesn't really work, and I guess it'd be too chunky. So if you were to do glasses, you'd probably have to incorporate it in a frame. And if you're trying to prevent eye problems, I would say the glasses wouldn't be nearsighted glasses anymore, because the problem's already there. It'd be a pointless product, right? So I'd say maybe blue light filter glasses, or I would say maybe just do a headband if I were to do this again today, which I don't really plan to, because I mean, first of all, I'm not really that good with my coding and anything. I just like electronics, circuitry and stuff like that, circuits and stuff like that. So that's about it. But yeah, anyways, this LilyPad, back to this, you can decompose it, and I have some of the parts broken off, the main piece. I think I got rid of a lot of my older products, with like the LEDs and buzzers, they're still around. This one's a coin battery socket. But essentially you sew this onto cloth, and then it's wearable. So it's also washable, so you can wash it in the washing machine. And you use this conductive thread, I think, is what we used back then. And it's just regular thread lined with, I think, some type of conductive metal. I have code on my laptop that I transferred, so I'm gonna see, if I can still understand it, because I don't think I can. And I'm gonna just tweak with this thing for today. See the code be here. So I think this is just me setting up each pin. Yeah, I'm setting up the pins because I have the pins for because when I take this thing apart, it's no longer connected to the same ports anymore, right? So I have to make sure each one's assigned properly on the board, right? So these numbers on the board right here, I don't know if you see them, but they have numbers all around the edges. So each one kind of corresponds with which pin they're going in. So I have, and then I don't remember what these are, but I know that this is just establishing which pins I'm using. This is probably the distance. This is I think this is this is probably the, ooh, I forgot, but I think I was doing, so I set the distance integer to 0, or like the variable. This is the changing one, I think. And then these ones, I'm not sure what they do. I don't remember the code anymore, but you know, so I think for Arduinos, there's each pin mode is different. You have inputs and outputs essentially, right? So my input's obviously the distance trigger, or the distance sensor. I think I put it to here. Oh wait, echo pin. Okay, yeah, echo, I think because it's an ultrasonic sensor. And then I just have the loop, right? The distance, right? The integer I got before, or the float that was set before. I'm getting the distance, right? So it's detecting, you know, close or far, right? And then I think, yeah. So if I set the distance, it's smaller than this, right? It'll glow a red light, kind of telling me, you know, you're too close, and then it'll play the song, which is, you know, is with the buzzer. It's just beeping, right? And else it's just gonna be the high and low is like on or off for the lights. I remember that. And then the buzzer pin is just no tone, just means it's not going to play anything. So a very, very simple if else. And then the delay is like, it might be in milliseconds, I think. But it's like, so pretty much every now and then it'll check in to see if your head is too close, right? And then this is the code for the song. It is very simple beeps. I think it goes by notes too, piano notes. So it's just a G. Don't know which octave or anything, but yeah. And then the distance. So yeah, it just calculates based off my ultrasonic sensor, and then it just sends commands to the rest of the board, telling it, you know, what to do next, right? So that could be, you know, the lights on or off, or the buzzer on or off. And it's a pretty simple project. All I did for this project, nothing hard, I think, you know. But, you know, if you were to tell me to write the code again today, I don't think I know how to do it. Very simple project. I think really good. I think it was a good concept, specifically for myself, you know. And I think I was thinking about, you know, my siblings too and my family, because, you know, my sister wears glasses and my dad wears glasses, right? I mean, the cause, granted, is different, I would say. But, you know, we pretty much all wear glasses, and I guess it was just a preventative measure for future. Like, you know, glasses I don't think they're fun. You can't really do much with it. I think that was the rationale behind this project, and a lot of cool parts that I still got to work with. You know, I bought this little kit. It's Arduino starter set. It's got a lot of stuff I want to work with, but I still got to code and stuff like that. I know pretty basic stuff. Nothing special, but that's the plan, you know, make many projects that I think are useful to myself, and, you know, it could be beneficial in real life. I'm not sure, but yeah, I mean, that's the plan. I think that was also what I wanted to do this summer with the YouTube channel, you know, make a lot of projects, you know, document everything, you know, as proof of the portfolio, but, you know, didn't really get much. But yeah, now I'm just working on this. I think I'm gonna try to do a demo with the default LilyPad code, because I think if I remember correctly, each one should have code in it already, if I recall. I'm not 100% sure anymore because it's been a while, but I'm gonna go grab my cable. So I think just plugged in, turn it on. So I plugged it in. There is a reset button. I'm gonna click it, because I don't remember what this thing does. Turned it on already. Reset it. To be honest, I don't remember how this works, but I'm gonna change the port here. I think it's COM10. Select board. Oh, they're both unknown. I don't know, but I'll figure this out, I think, real quick. And then I want to COM9. Select other board or port. Show all ports. No, I don't know what I'm doing, actually. So is it an Arduino BT? I'm not sure. I don't know. How does this work? Okay, cool. Anyways, I guess I'm gonna go off the old code and see if I can like steal some stuff. You know, maybe make an LED turn on. I think at the very least. Const in. I take the red light. Put this in the beginning. So red light A4. And then I need to make sure it matches. So obviously on this board, none of my lights are on A4, right? A4 is my button. So I got to change this to A5, I think, for at least. Oh, that's a yellow light. Okay. So this one would be 6, right? I got to change this to port 6. So then I go here. And then, sorry for the shaky camera. I actually need to buy a stand. I don't know. Serial begin 9600. I might just copy that. I'm not too sure how this works. So this is setting up which one's input and output. So I'm just gonna copy and paste most of the stuff. Serial begin. I'll just copy this whole setup. And then, so obviously I don't really need any of these other ones, so I'll delete these. And then I think I'll just try to make the LEDs like turn on and off and have like a delay. Where is it? I have print in. So I'll just do, I think it's just digital right, LED high. I think this is all I need to turn it on. So paste. I think it should be good. I'm not too sure. So then verify the code. Hopefully it works. No board selected. So I do gotta find a board. I don't know where my board is actually. LilyPad Arduino USB. Oh shoot, it's right here. Compiling sketch. Okay, it's done compiling. And then I upload it. Okay, so it's uploading now, as you can see here. And it should come to my board. And it should turn on. But obviously that's when it's done uploading, so wait a few minutes maybe. And I don't know why it's still uploading actually. So I'm gonna pause the take here and then I'm gonna come back when it does finish. Figured out how to reset my board, finally. You just double tap the reset. I had to look it up because I forgot. But yeah, I reset it. And it glows blue. So that's that. I got something figured out. Not sure why it's taking so long. Pause the take again. I'll come back in a bit, see if it works. So it's been a while, it's still uploading. I am not sure I can get this done by today. But I think I'll end the video here. I don't want to go overboard. But yeah, it's still not working, unfortunately. I'm gonna have to buy a new cable, not sure. I'll figure that out soon. But yeah, the code is right. I mean, if I'm able to upload, that means the system verified it, so that means no errors with the code. So it should just light up the red LED. This one right here, it should just light up both of them and you stay on until, you know, I either unplug the LilyPad, you know, turn it off, something like that. But I'll leave it at this for now. And then I think I'll revisit this again soon. So once I get this figured out, I'll film a new video. We'll just be getting this to work, and then I'm gonna try to remake my final project actually, or like a prototype, you know. I have a breadboard here. It's a little old. Don't know if it works, but I hope it does. I'll just piece everything back together. So actually this one that I took apart that I showed earlier, this one actually should have the code that I showed earlier. So I'm gonna just hook everything up with some wires and then hopefully it works. I mean, I'm not too sure, but as long as the cables are connected properly, everything should be fine. But yeah, I'll figure that out. And as always, thanks for watching. Like and sub. Thank you.